completely messing with Sister Jude. First, she leaves the newspaper from 1949, the accident, or the hit and run. She leaves that is found on her office desk. Then she gets the phone calls, starts getting the phone calls from the little girl. Mm-hmm. Then that lipstick, that Color Me Red, I think was the name of it, and that must have been the lipstick that Judy wore all those years ago when she was, the floozy bar singer, right, whatever you called her, and the broken glasses.
Promiscuous bar singer.
Promiscuous bar singer, okay. And then the broken glasses, which must have been the little girl's glasses, and the booze, trying to get her to drink booze, which she ended up doing on movie night. And getting drunk out of her gourd, and then coming in there and making everybody sit down to introduce the movie. So, what did you guys think of this episode?
I thought it was, it was interesting. Again, like a lot of these episodes, a lot was going on.
Yeah.
The bit with Mary Eunice and Sister Jude. Arden is still working on, trying to still experiment on Kit with the chip he removed.
Right.
I'm years that the KGB or other people have sent Kit to spy on him. He wants to open up Kit to look for more evidence. There's a lot going on with this storm.
Oh yeah,
yes,
definitely.
The movie and Jude getting drunk.
Yes, and then Dr. Arden completely lost it through this episode. I really didn't get the whole thing in that night where maybe you guys can explain it to me, but on the one statue, he painted all the red all over it, was calling the statue a whore, and knocked the statue over. Was he intending that for, who was he intending that for? Was that directed at Sister Mary Eunice? Who was that directed at? Who was he calling a whore when he knocked over the statue?
Oh, I think he was. Oh, he's either probably Mary Eunice, I think.
Because did she come in and
she tries to seduce him? Yeah.
Yeah, she came in and propositioned him, and okay, and he slapped her face. Was that?
Right.
That's what
I think so.
What brought that all on, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have a bit with Lana trying to get Thredson to visit Wendy.
Yeah, and he says he's going to, and we won't say what we already know, but so he says he's gone there, and then mysteriously she disappeared, and it looks like she may have disappeared it looks like with the other bloody
there
face
were
murders.
similarities between their empty house and the scenes of other people that bloody face killed.
So then he tells her that he doesn't really think Kit's the murderer. So all of a sudden she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Kit. Let's all escape together." and by this time, Grace is still really angry at her because of what she did.
Right.
And it got Kit in big trouble. But they did go ahead and they decided to try their escape attempt with Shelley helping them. So it was the four of them together this time escaping. But the one guard or nurse or guard or whatever his name was, Shelley went to seduce him so the rest of them could escape.
So the rest of them could get out, yeah.
And they waited for as long as they could, but ultimately they got out and they were so happy to be out. And in the meantime, Sister Jude was looking for the Mexican, but we all know at this point, by this time, the Mexican is dead at the hands of Sister Mary Eunice.
Right.
And
then Eunice tells Jude what had happened, and then Jude shuts off the movie, and then then she blames the Mexican, and Pepper gets blamed for the disruption.
Yeah, the 3 missing ones that because
and then they come back.
Yeah,
Right.
because the 3 of them went out, but they got driven back by the creatures, and they found what they figured was the Mexican, all kind of torn up out in the woods, and they got the creatures drove them back into Briar Cliff, so they never got to escape. But the 3 that ended up missing are the Mexican, Pepper, and who's the 3rd one?
Yeah, and then at the end of the episode is when Arden tries to attack Shelley.
Yes.
And then she starts laughing at him because of certain
his manhood.
inadequacies, shall we say?
Yes, his manhood. Yeah, so that was the 3 that ended up missing were Shelley, the Mexican, and Pep.
Yeah.
But we all know what happened to. At this point, we don't know what happened to Pepper, but at this point, we know what happened to. Excuse me. I just lost my train of thought. We know what happened to the Mexican and Shelley.
Right.
And the Mexican got the better end of the deal as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Yeah, the last thing you see, Arden takes the sheet off of Shelley, and you can see she's everything from the knee down is gone.
Right.
Gone. Yes.
And I just remember. Because I wasn't expecting that, so I'm sitting on my couch with a glass of water or something. I knocked over the water.
I wasn't expecting that either.
No.
That was just like, but I was not expecting that at all.
No.
I mean, he's just like, there is something really wrong with that man.
Right.
But like I said, that episode was just. That was amazing. That was an amazing episode. Of course, they all are amazing episodes, and that brings us up to episode 4, which is
I Am Anne Frank, Part 1.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And who wants to lead off on this one?
Okay, we have as the episode starts, we have a woman being brought into the asylum for, they call it an involuntary psychiatric hold after a public brawl. The woman identifies herself as Anne Frank, who is presumed to have died of typhus 19 years earlier at Bergen-Belsen, which is one of the Nazi death concentration camps. She claims that she had let the public believe she was dead in order not to diminish the impact of the horrors of the camps. She spots Dr. Arden, who resembles, the camp's Dr. Hans Gruber, and attacks him. Gruber had conducted random experiments on the women there. Arden denies it, but there was some Nazi memorabilia previously found at his house.
Yes.
And that sets the stage for this 2-part episode.
Right. And God, you just did that really good.
Yeah.
That does set the stage, but there was so much more that happened in this episode other than just the Anne Frank stuff. Because we also had...
we find out how Grace got put there.
Right.
Yes.
We find
Grace
out how Grace
told
got
us,
to Briarcliff.
yes, that she told Kit about how she was framed for the murder of her father and her stepmother by her stepsister.
Right.
And that's how she ended up there. but we also, and Dr. Threston tries to convince Kit that he is Bloodyface. So he was kind of working the back angle. Let me convince Kit that he's actually Bloodyface. So, I can keep, it'll just take all the pressure off of me. No one will look at me because Kit will have admitted that he's Bloodyface.
And then Thredson also, he's working on Lana at the same time.
Her aversion therapy.
He's trying to cure her of her homosexuality.
That is just like, and he says he's using this stuff called apomorphine, which is supposed to, given, you keep amping it up, and it's supposed to make her become violently ill. When he would see, women, and then especially see pictures of Wendy and everything that, and then they found out the aversion, that there's two parts to it: the aversion therapy and the conversion therapy, where he brought in Daniel, the man, and then he came to the conclusion that none of that was going to work on her, because I can't see how that would work anyway. Let me just keep giving you the morphine, and it'll make you sick every time you see a woman. But if you're not on the morphine, it's not going to work.
Then he has Lana try to pleasure Daniel. What's his name?
Yeah, it's like,
and
yeah.
then
She throws up
all over the floor.
And she goes, just give me a couple more minutes. I know I can do it. It's like, but if it's not in you, if you were born that way, you can't be taught something different. So, of course, and then Dr. Thredson says he's going to take Lana with her when he leaves. It's going to be smooth sailing. He's going to take her out of there, and he's going to save her, and all's going to be good. So she gets her hopes up for that. And then at the very end of the episode, Anna's a pretty smart cookie. How she could get that gun right away from a guard, and he doesn't even know it. I mean, how silly are they that he wouldn't even notice later his gun is missing? Does that make sense? So she got the gun away from him, and she ends up shooting Dr. Arden in the leg at the end of the episode. Correct?
Well, yeah, she attacked him, and then she accidentally stumbles onto Shelley. She finds Shelley.
Okay, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
She finds Shelley, and she begs her to kill her, because she's turning into a rasper.
Yes, and she doesn't.
No.
Because she doesn't get a chance to.
No, she didn't.
Because then everything else happens.
Right.
I'm sorry we lost you, Rick, but I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, so am I. I don't know what happened.
And I should figure it out though. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and yeah. Yeah, and that's at the very end of it. Yeah, she discovers the mutant that Shelley has become.
Right.
She shoots him in the leg. And then that is basically how that episode comes to an end. There was just like so much going on in that episode. And,
Whoop. Go ahead. Try that again.
Shelley.
what?
Try that again.
After Anne shoots Arden, she's trying to run away and hide it. She opens up a closet. There's Shelley.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And, in that episode also, Kit and Grace get caught having sex. So that starts off the whole thing where they threaten to sterilize both of them.
Right.
Right.
So, And so all that wound up at